How's it going, guys? It's Joe. Welcome to the channel, and I'm glad to be back for another 3v3 of GAC. How's everyone going? I hope you're enjoying 3v3. I know it's becoming a little bit of a chore for me. It's still fun at times, however, it can be quite stressful. So having a look at our opponent today, we're going to be going against I Mime Golf Swings. So this guy's pretty cool. He is in the same guild as me, so we're both in NZGC, and he does like to mime golf swings. I know I like to mime a couple of things here and there, but let's have a look at the overview here. So we've got 500k discrepancy in terms of the GP. Tier 7s, I've got the edge. We're pretty matched in rank. 30k more in terms of lifetime banners. So this guy's got a lot of experience. He does have 3 more rounds, and we're pretty matched up in the gear 13s there. Now this guy has an insane mod set. As you can see, he's got 310 6-dot mods, insane amount of plus 20 speeds, as well as plus 10s. So having a look at his stats here, I've not actually had a chance to tell you guys, but I've moved on to NZGC, which is my new guild, which I'm quite excited to be in and happy. And this guy is in the same guild, although we are a massive guild, so we've actually got a ton of guilds. So I don't believe he is in the one I'm in. So got about 2,400 in Kyber last time, but the most interesting thing here is that he's got 3 Galactic Legends: Rey, Jedi Master Luke, and Sith Eternal Emperor. So interesting choice in Galactic Legends. He doesn't have Kylo, so it should be quite an interesting matchup, as I've predominantly just been matched with Jedi Master Luke, Kylo, and Rey. Now having a look at the board here, at the bottom he does have a mixture of resistance teams, and he attacked fairly early as well, so we've got his final score up on the board there, which I'll give you a recap of towards the end of this video, so stick around for that, guys. Up at the top, he's got Mando, Separatists, and that GK team. So I didn't want to commit any of my Galactic Legends here in the front walls, as I know that can be game losing, as there could be 3 Galactic Legends waiting in the back lines. So since I did place Jedi Knight Revan on defense in this particular GAC, as I do like to change it up every so often, I did utilize CLS against this Finn squad, as this Finn has about 328 speed, so it'll be quite tough to outspeed them. This gent does beat me by about 12 plus 20 mods, so it's a fair number of mods that he's got in terms of speed. Now having a look, we're going to be up against this JTR team, and I did save my bugs. So the great thing about utilizing bugs is, as you can see on the field here, we've got a ton of foresight going out on this opposing lineup. However, the Geospy's second ability, which is the big hit, actually goes through the foresight. So we're going to apply some exposers. We're going to try and slow this down a little bit, as we're able to get rid of R2. But having a look, 114k damage despite foresight on BB-8. And towards the end here, I want to cycle around so I can get to the cleanse ability from Brood Alpha. Although what happened was, I believe Sunfac had healing immunity, so unfortunately I couldn't get him topped up. But having a look, I still got 54 banners there, which I'm quite happy about. He did set this old Ben leadership with 2PO and 3PO, which should be an interesting matchup as well. As 3v3 oftentimes gives you a ton of good RNG in terms of being able to dodge attacks. So old Ben leadership is actually quite viable. As you can see, there was a dodge there. We're going to dispel that taunt. And we're going to try and get rid of 2PO here. We are losing a fair bit of health and protection on Grievous. So we've got the force mark on our B2. We're able to drop 2PO on that second ability. And we do get 52 banners. Now let's have a look at what's in the back. So he did set Jedi Knight Luke with Ezra and Hoda. And it looks like a bunch of rebels with bugs. So pretty interesting. He didn't set any of his galactic legends, so it should be a bit easier of a battle here for us. It's just a matter of finding which teams to utilize against these opposing lineups. So what I did find in 3v3 is that even B or C grade teams can trip you up, and that can become quite problematic if you're not able to save enough teams for cleanup. This is a good example of one of those teams, this Luke team. If you have a really fast Hoda, as you can see at the start, they took a ton of turns there, as typically the AI will utilize Heroes Arise, which allows for Luke to gain 100% turn meter, and then he'll just apply his stun. So after he's done that, you're gonna be at a loss, as he's probably already applied a ton of damage to your non-GL team. Now I have attempted Darth Revan against this particular lineup, and it can be really problematic if your Darth Revan isn't fast enough. As if they're not fast enough, you're going to be able to you're going to lose a turn to Hoda, and it just ruins your turn meter gains as well as your turn order. Now I still had Supreme Leader Kylo Ren here, and I didn't want to underestimate this team here with Jango and Nest, as I do like setting this team on defense as well, and in my experience it does trip up a ton of different lineups. Now we've got a timeout team here at the top, and we still have Bosk with Mando. Now the great thing about utilizing this particular lineup against Bosk and Mando in 3v3 is that they're not going to get to their payouts really quickly, which is a really good thing for us, as we can take our sweet time here, gaining some protection up and courage stacks. And Padme is doing a ton of damage on Bosk, so we're able to get past that taunt. And now we're going to go for Mando. And as you can see, they still haven't gotten to their payouts. As the problem with Bosk lead is it's a very specific target or target order when it comes to his payout. Now I did save Darth Revan and Bastila Shan. I still do firmly believe that a very well modded Darth Revan, in terms of speed, is the king of 3v3. So this team and Jedi Knight Luke with a Fast Holder or Shark T really ruins a ton of lineups in 3v3. So that took 5 seconds to defeat that lineup with Darth Revan. Since this is a timeout team, we're going to be utilizing our bounty hunters with Mando. And really the aim here is to get to our payouts. And it's currently switching between GK and Bastila Shan. So now we are at about 70%. They are gaining a ton of foresight, so they're dodging a lot of our basics. But we finally get to our payouts here, and we will get rid of Jolie to begin with, as we don't want any of the revives. And now we can just take our sweet time to get our protection back up. So the great thing about Execute as well is that it goes through foresight. As Jango's Execute actually doesn't go through foresight, however Boba's Execute does, which is pretty awesome. So we've got another Annihilate there on GK. And now we're going to execute Bastila Shan so we can replenish that protection for 54 banners. So we've got in the back walls, Rebels and Negotiator on defense. So we did save a ton of offensive teams this particular round. I do like to play it safe in 3v3. I was half expecting he would have either Palpatine or Jedi Master Luke here in the back. And the great thing about utilizing OG Palp is against Rebels is that he applies a ton of stuns. And this team here actually I like to use with Mon Mothma. The Wedge and Biggs with Leia. Unfortunately Leia does take a ton of turns here and drops the protection of our OG Palp. But I'm not really looking to maximize banners here, as I really just want to get the win at this point. Now I don't typically use Hux lead. However, I do like to be able to apply a ton of damage. So we've got a taunt on Kylo Ren Unmasked. We're going to gain a bunch of turn meter from that ability. Going to pass this to OG Kylo and gain more turn meter here. Going to try to work on Pow early on, as he just fuels this team with a ton of extra turns. We are losing a ton of health and protection on OG Kylo as well as Hux. $35k damage on that scout, and we actually lose Hux. And we still had Vader and Thrawn here, so I'm gonna be utilizing this team against this Bugs lineup. Merciless right off the bat, spread some debuffs, and that's a G12 Geo Soldier. So I was thinking I might be able to drop it with a basic. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but we are able to utilize the culling blade for the spy. And we do have ability block on Geobrood Alpha, which is ideal, as he took a turn here and he wasn't able to utilize his cleanse. Gonna regain a bit of health on Thrawn, and we're gonna go for the Geobrood Alpha here. 267k damage. So pretty straightforward battles this round, guys. Now we're gonna go for the fleets in the back. I did save the Malevolence and GK this round. As I do believe I'm quite lean when it comes to fleets, as I do have 3 viable teams that I can use, as well as the rebels. However, I don't have my Radis at 7 stars yet. So this particular lineup we're going against, where he's got Anakin, the BLT, and Rex in the front lines, is quite tough, as I do find mirroring this particular matchup to be quite problematic. So I like to use Malevolence here, as it's quite a reliable counter. Once we get Spy, we get a Force Taunt on Rex, so we're going to use the second ability to drop him. We have a ton of Buzz Droids on Anakin, so we're actually able to just proc them there. Although we did lose Sun Fac, unfortunately, so this is going to be messy in terms of banners. So 55 banners in that ship battle, which is pretty terrible in terms of efficiency. However, I'm going to take that one shot. So next up, we're going to be going against this particular matchup here, and we're going to use Negotiator against this rebel fleet. So I do find that that Rebel Bomber can be quite problematic at times, as it does assist a ton. And with good RNG, it can assist up to 3 times in one turn. And having Biggs as the backup actually killed off my Anakin, as I believe I did have target lock at that point on Anakin. So Biggs coming in and utilizing his second ability calls the assist on the Falcon, and that's just it. That drops Anakin. This Biggs is regaining a ton of health and protection from the assists, and now going to bring out some healing on Plo Koon here. And 59 banners on that last fleet battle, which is also quite terrible in terms of efficiency. So that's our match for today, guys. Having a look at my defense, I did change it up a bit and set a ton of Jedi on defense, as well as Rex lead. Now in the back walls, I set a bunch of Empire, First Order, and Resistance. And up top here is where I had my Newt, Django, and Nest, which he actually tripped in. as well as the Bastila lead with JML and Wat Tambor. In the back I did set my Rebels and Throne lead Empire. So that's it for now, guys. I'm glad to be back. Hopefully I won't be too busy in the next couple of days and I should be able to make more footage. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the footage today. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.